Hi everyone, on board with Jonathan here. I am going to do another video today. I was going to keep putting them out there. I have some time before the week kind of gets started. So today's review is going to be on the Celebrity Cruises Celebrity Constellation. So how Jonathan reviews the cruise, I kind of do a 1 through 5 metric, 1 being terrible and 5 being amazing, exceptional. So we're going to talk about the ship, we're going to talk about the entertainment, the ship, the entertainment, the food, ports of call, and then and service. So we'll kind of get started going into detail about this cruise and kind of giving you my thoughts, my views, and my opinions on this cruise on Celebrity Constellation. So let's start also with kind of embarkation. Embarkation was out of the port of Tampa, Florida. I think I was on the ship with less than 30 minutes. So I don't have anything to complain about. I parked my car at an off-site facility. I work in the hotel business, so it's kind of handy when you kind of stay in contact with your local colleagues asking if you could park, because if you parked, I think it was $200 to park at the port. I think it's $20-something a day. Don't confirm. I can't confirm that. But I did not park at the port. I parked off-site about maybe 15 minutes away from the terminal. So I basically took an Uber. There was a little bit of a line, a little bit of congestion getting into the port of Tampa. The port can handle, I think, 4 ships. But, if there's 3 or 4 ships there in that day, getting on, embarkation, disembarkation, it can be a rough. I don't necessarily know if they have the infrastructure to deal with mid-sized cruise ships. So if there's 4 ships in, there's 8,000, 9,000 people. So I was on the ship within 30 minutes. So I would say embarkation 4. Getting on the ship, I got on the ship. It was great to see so many familiar areas on the ship. I've sailed the Millennium Class many times. I sailed the Constellation 3 or 4 times. I sailed on the ship when it was brand new back in 2002. I did a 2-night cruise with my dad. We just, I think, went out to sea for 2 nights, and we came back to Fort Lauderdale the following day. And the ship was, you had new carpet smell, new paint. It was gorgeous. So Constellation now being, over 20 years old. I went to the cabin. I had a concierge class cabin. So you definitely can tell. Remember, the Constellation and the Infinity are the only 2 Millennium Class ships that were not revolutionized. However, they have been updated throughout the years. They've been given, different updates. The Constellation, you could definitely tell the age of the ship. The cabins desperately need updating. They need new carpeting. They need new soft goods. Was the cabin comfortable? Yeah, the cabin was comfortable. But paying concierge class money and just seeing the kind of, would I say the condition of the room was poor? It wasn't poor. It was average. You would expect something better from Celebrity, especially in a premium category. I did have some issues in the bathroom with a lot of mold in the shower, which I'll talk about at the end of the cruise. So the cabin, I would say I give a cabin a 3, and also very minimal outlets. I think there was 2 regular American outlets that were at the desk. Obviously, the ship is over 20 years old, so the ship has not been outfitted with any charging capabilities at the bed. So the cabin, I would say a 3. Let's talk about the ship itself. The ship is a lovely ship. She's a lovely little ship. She has been updated in certain areas. It looked like the rendezvous lounge, parts of the shop area on deck 4 or 5, forgive me, I'm not exactly sure, and the observation lounge on deck 11. It looks like those areas were some semi-touched in maybe a short 2.5-3 week dry dock where they upgraded like soft goods and carpeting. Those areas looked like they were recently taken care of during a dry dock, so those areas look fresh. The ship, I love the Millennium Class ship. I love the ships. They're really easy to get around to. You can get forward, back, sideways, all the way, wherever you need to be in just a matter of a couple of minutes, 1-2 minutes to get to where you need to be. They have all the amenities that you need. They have great pools, spa, entertainment, specialty dining. The ship I give the ship a 4, a good solid 4. Regarding the food, from what I remember, the food in the Ocean View Cafe, that Celebrity Cruises area that they call for the buffet area on Celebrity, I thought the food was fresh, it was consistent, it was an 11-night cruise, so it was changed throughout. Very little repeats. They had their your staples, your pizza, your hamburgers, your hot dogs, your chicken fingers. But they did try every single day to kind of put something fresh and new, and they tried to, and the chefs were creative in what they put out, and the quality of the food in the buffet was wonderful, very good. The dining room food in the main dining room, I remember the food to be good, right? Nothing like spectacular from back in the day when Michelle Roux used to be in charge of all the food on Celebrity, but the food was good. I never sent anything back. Everything was kind of tasty. It was warm, and the service was amazing in the dining room. Absolutely amazing. From the waiter to the assistant waiter to the sommelier, they bent over backwards. I really felt like I was the only person eating in the dining room, which I wasn't, but I felt like they catered to me. I'm not demanding in any way, but they asked if you needed anything else. Can I bring you out more entrees? Can I bring you another appetizer? What did you do today? What did you do on the sea day? What did you do today in port? They really, they took the time to kind of learn more about you. They knew that I wanted a coffee. I didn't have to ask for it after the second night. They knew certain things that I liked, what I disliked, and they were fabulous. They really, the server, the assistant, and the sommelier, really, they made the cruise for me. I felt special, and I was only eating in main dining room at late seating. And you would think I had the dining room to myself, or I was dining in like Aqua Class or Luminé, and I wasn't. It was this main dining room, regular main dining rooms seating at 8:30. Excellent. 5 for service for the servers and the attendants in the main dining room. Absolutely wonderful. The Cova Cafe Al Baccio, I call it Cova Cafe di Milano. If anyone knows, that's what they called it before Royal Caribbean had influence with Celebrity. Now it's called Cafe Al Baccio, right? They went over above and beyond. When I ordered that mocha the first day of the cruise, I think my first mocha was at 11:30 the first day, and the server there, I don't remember their names. That's what's the bad part of it. He knew that I wanted that every day. I never had to ask. He always asked how I was doing, how the cruise was going, and he also worked in different bars throughout the ship. I guess maybe they were a tad short-staffed, and he was wonderful. I didn't have to ask. He knew me by name by the second day and knew my likes, and he knew my preferences. I didn't have to say, mocha again. No, they knew what I wanted, and they took care of it. The service on the ship was a 5. Absolutely amazing. I don't know if it had to do with, we were only sailing at around 1,700 passengers, and the ship could hold, I think, if it was sailing with all berths filled, I think it could hold close to 2,200, 2,300 as a full ship. So I don't know if they do this on a daily cruise consecutive basis with the service, but I have to believe that they do, because this is where Celebrity outshines the competition. They really felt that they made you like a true celebrity. And I really felt special. I felt valued. I feel like they really appreciated me being there, and they appreciated my business. So let's talk about the entertainment. So if you got that, service 5, absolutely outstanding on the ship. Entertainment, I went to a few shows in the theater. They were good. The cruise director seemed very involved. He was always around the ship. He would always host the opening, he would open up the shows in the theater, and, the various production shows. And they did various activities throughout the day. I would say that the service, the entertainment, a solid, 3.8, 3.9. Cruise director was good. He was very around. He was visible, and it seemed like they tried to do a lot of activities to keep you busy on sea days, because there was a lot of them. I think there was about five, at least 5, minimum 5 sea days on this itinerary. So let's talk about the itinerary. The itinerary was an 11-night, I think it was 11-night Ultimate Caribbean cruise. We stopped at the following ports: Grand Cayman, Costa Rica, Cartagena, Colombia overnight, and we stopped in Cozumel, Mexico. There probably was one more port. I don't recall, but it was an 11-night cruise. My favorite ports: Grand Cayman. You can never get tired of Grand Cayman. It's a gorgeous island. You do have to tender to shore. There is no dock there, but it's a gorgeous island with beautiful beaches. And then my second favorite port was, we went to Panama. The ship did not go through the Panama Canal. However, we stopped in, was it Costa Rica, and we got off, and I purchased a Celebrity shore excursion where we went on a small little boat, and we actually went through, I think, 2 locks, and we ended up on the Pacific side. And then we brought the Pacific side. We went back on a coach bus that took us back to the Atlantic side where the ship was docked, if that makes any sense. Wonderful shore excursion. It was 5 or 6 hours. There were some tense moments where we didn't think we were going to get back to the ship. There was about 150 to 200 passengers on the shore excursions where we were like an hour away and we didn't think we were going to make it to the ship. But they held the ship because there was almost 200 of us, and it seemed like it was a common thing when they're quite late, because remember, if you go through the Panama Canal, you are at the power of the Panama Canal authorities, and they dictate how you go through the locks and if you have to go through with other ships. And we were going through with 3 ships. So shore excursion was amazing. They could have done a little bit better in communicating with us, because we all thought that once we got back to the dock, there would be no ship there. But seems like when they do this on this itinerary every other week, they're always late getting back to the ship. I was incredibly sunburnt. It was a 5.5 hour tour going through the Panama Canal. It was absolutely amazing. It was extremely hot. So if you are doing this Panama Canal highlights cruise, make sure you bring tons and tons of water and a lot of sunscreen. You will get burnt. It's very, very hot. The other port was Cozumel. Cozumel's Cozumel. It's great for a couple hours if you want to go to beaches and go to different areas, go shopping. It's wonderful. And then a couple of sea days, obviously, within this 11-night cruise. So if you could tell, the cruise was really good. I had a great time on the Constellation. She's a great little ship. The service was amazing. The itinerary was fantastic. I had a great time. I mean, an overall cruise rating, I would say 4.5. It was very good. I have very good memories from the cruise. The service was really what put it at the top for me. They really catered to your every need. They made you feel special, and they made you feel like a true celebrity. So if you are booked on the Constellation, you're in for a great treat. I think you'll find the ship to be, she's been utilized over the last 20 years. So, but I feel she's well taken care of. And I know that there's a few dry dock planned for her to be, I don't exactly know what's going to be planned for it. It's going to be updated, but don't get that confused with it be revolutionized like the Summit and Millennium. But all in all, a wonderful cruise on the Constellation. If you have any questions about Celebrity or the Constellation in depth, please feel to ask me, and I'll be delighted to answer for you. So if I could ask you to please smash that like button, subscribe, comment, I would appreciate it very much. It helps support me on this channel, only to give you future cruise content. So thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a wonderful week ahead. On Board with Jonathan out.